Identification. Dear son, it is through acts of mind we find ourselves in this state of being. My mind can see what is, what was, what should have been myself can't be. Who should have been there for yourself? It's not for lack of love. My love is strength that held Promethean, our world, for us to live. Seen and unseen, this world reaches and takes, vouchsafe your soul, my heart. My mind, wistful, could not control my hands. Their act, willful impulse, to prove my fate and yours are bound apart for one moment. It's not your fault what I have done. For now, for all, time is not the measure of times we had. We have held to treasure. Supplication. And I pray to our God above, my God, your God, their God, this God of love. My son, our son, their son, this child of woe, nothing is all he would not ever know. Keep him safe, I pray, yes, both safe and free from the cool embalming warmth they secure as structured protection, meant to ensure his nested surroundings. Make firm his wings so the air underneath, as it rushes, it brings lofty confidence, the courage to be what lies deep inside, beyond even heart. Keep his soul on the wing. Grace, please impart this directly to him, my farewell gift as I'm torn away, our oneness adrift. And God, my God, who knows beyond human knowing, who cannot know less than being more than normal persons can ever know, that it's some the same with you and me. The curtain between my thoughts, sights, and deeds is torn. Transparent shield does not protect me from the knowing. Call it mental defect, call it the tortured burning of my soul. Call it, please, to leave. Free me from my role. Uncrush my love, my heart, my passion. Freed, allow my innocence the dance of day. Erase my knowing horror. Take away forever what the curtain fails to block. My lifelong electroconvulsive shock. Oh God, you know this talk we have begun? How well you know to have to leave your son with honest men who honestly don't know his heart, his soul, his joy, his need to grow in freedom, love, and how to understand his Father, whom none other can perceive for fear that knowing they must then believe that truth is upside down and inside out, that honesty's within and not without humiliation, given at the hand of blinded justice, torn asunder, administered for safety. And I wonder who is saved and rescued from what danger more harmful than living with a stranger. Dear God, we know how we must hand over our sons to the law so they may suffer no more than until in their fullest form they may return to their Father whence born. My God, your Son Jesus is like my son. Both suffer. Their fathers misunderstood for their inhuman differences. Would that they not have known their fathers, knowing, with perfect human freedom, following purity of heart, dutifully one with the Father. Amen. Humanly alive, godly dead. Deadly God now freed to grieve that God cannot know life or death or feel despair or suffer any pain as real. My son, as one who is destined to be a part, must suffer this loss and thus see love as imperfection. Never so pure as to be God, doubtless never so sure as to see God as unable to feel pain or to sacrifice himself for his son and give him life. Since as God he had none to give, and thus the son must die instead. Dutiful soldier, knowing, unafraid. The vision of this struggle is insane. As father, my son, my love, it ends here. I cannot let you share with me my fear that knowing that I know, you'll know. Chaos abounds, and there's always nothing save us. Initiation. We started, your mother and I, people in the park that sculpted Eden, lived until the sweep of blue batons raked us away. And leaving, I turned to her, meant to say, "Where are you going?" Our eyes locked. Nothing was said, didn't need to be said to hear our voice. Our song, You, were born that next year. Born of her sweetness, bane of my knowing you. Our completeness, locked eyes, hearts growing inescapably us. You, unearthing the root of our unloosened love, entwined, woven together. I pray you're inclined to the sweetness. That was the perception of being one of holy inception, from whence you've begun. And so you became naked, free in this world, we never the same. Time tore hard at your mother. She stayed past her welcome. Voice grew tired behind the last anxious rattles of obsessive cough. Her eyes yellowed with blood horizons quiver as a wisp of smoke into the glass bowl of her ultimate ashes. Sunken eyes beg for understanding forgiveness, dies with the dimming of her day, and cold, dark, spills in through yellow-red slivers of stark unseeing. Beneath the wave sinks her soul, and the ripples smooth, our eyes unlocked, ever nothing. Nothing ever is ever. Revere every quiet kiss. On matted forehead, unlocked tears, wash clammy lips from the dead paleness. Where are you? Going. Silence, loud, we, you and I, us, all swept, blue, smoke, cloud. We lived from libraries of shelf and sink, of living words, of walls and roof. Succinct is our world of people, science, and math, a mythic hero facing God of wrath. Matters of fact, flights of fancy, all told, relived. Ancestors on the open plain, big sky, free. Unknown to us is their pain. Dismissed, abstract, unforgivable. Fact we now disallow, knowing unintact of touching our outer layer. Unfold our cloaking so to sleep upon the bench of sky-blanketed, unstarred, undark, since our fields now electric permeander glow, now subdivided prairie, steppe, plateau. Within this park we flew, spring gusty air invigorating, kite and tail. Nowhere around, no one, nothing, just us, park, sky, and magic tattered kite wanting to fly. It pulled, we ran away, further, higher, wagging, shaking, jerking, shaming us who grounded, held, no, clenched fist onto the curve of twine between our dirt and flight to Egypt, Galilee, or to the site of our lowly position, did not tire of stretching our grasp, and then I yielded my desperate grip. Our kite, unshielded, wagged its way to heaven, to sky above. You cried. My heart tore, its grip gone to love. You cried, and I explained. The kite is free, not tied to earthly cares. No, gravity cannot contain the air, nor a threaded string disrupt this joyous dance of lofty wing. I drew you safe into my shadowed arm, absorbing your deepest tears. Head on chest cradled, speaking of kite joys, winds of change uprooting trees, and twisting untwined weave, tattered fabric entailed. It had to leave its rooted ground to fly from earthen harm. We raised to face a khakied deputy who motioned with his hand, come here with me. Thus, now we are by separation, ruled, no more are you my son, unhomed, unschooled. Confirmation. This day, this time could not help but arrive as nomads. To the fence and farm must live to wander not the wilderness, free range of acting, doing, being. Now must change freedom into safety, shelter, certain needs, which have been shown a must to succeed. So at the age of 12, you have been freed to become the one. Amazing temple scholars, honest men, honestly simple change from the father of the torn curtain to paternal surrounding solid walls, so you can listen loud as duty calls us down roads of far polar horizons. I grant you peace and strength in your environment. At this moment, which I knew was coming, I am stopped still by the only piece of poetry that rang so true that I could remember at least this one piece of it. It is the last verse of No Road by Philip Larkin. A librarian, and you know how we know our librarians. Drafting a world where no such road will run from you to me. To watch that world come up like a cold sun, rewarding others, is my liberty. Not to prevent it is my will's fulfillment. Willing it, my ailment. Son, I bless you as this world you bless with your hopes, your dreams. May you find success. Stay always open with your heart and give the love that you receive to help you live beyond the moment we were torn apart. We still have the God we know that we share, who warms the sweetness of your heart, to care, to honor what is right, to seek the light that shows the path, to scale up to the height your feet will certainly tread, and start the long ascent to that place of your reach, outstretched before you. And I beseech you, stand firm upon your ground. Thus, no harm shall shake your soul when battered by the storm.